Hello, snowboarders of the internet. We're here, we're live, we're taking your questions, so get them in the chat box wherever it appears on your device, and I'm going to try to answer it. Super Chats get a spin of the wheel. Top prize this week is a set of goggles, so you could potentially win some electric goggles. Like big ones. Which one are these? These are EGG. Ooh, 6% VLT. They're plaid and checker black. So, yeah, you could definitely win some of those. Anyways, get those questions in there. Not sure how long we're going to stay on today, but we're going to try to get your questions answered in there. Oh, this is a good one from Shish Kebab. Big Snow, New Jersey count as summer board. That's year-round, baby. Doesn't matter if you go in the middle of the summer, the middle of the winter. It's year-round boarding for you. So, yes, it does count. Okay. Ronald Newman, thoughts on the Arbor Satori compared to the War Pig and Dancehall? It's stiffer than both of those. I don't have a lot of time on it. I think I only got like 5-6 laps back in February on it. I took it out. It's stiffer than the War Pig and the Dancehall. It's probably closer to like an Apex Orca, Rome Stalefish, even like a Nidecker Mosquito. It's more like in tune with those over a War Pig or Dancehall. Yeah. Let's see. All right, we got one from Centauri 2410. Hi, Avran. Thanks for all the good advice. Just bought my kid an Endeavor Ranger as his second board. Nice choice. Planning to donate his first board to another kid to further the next generation of snowboarders. Excellent. That's what I like to hear. Do that. I'm not going to recommend you a fucking split board. I don't know shit about them. Oh, right. Turning boards. Just got some Remind insoles. I trimmed to size, and only my left foot is hurting in the arch area. Right foot is fine. Search for not fitting 2.0. Nothing was there. Any tips? Thanks. Yeah. If you've only used them for a little bit, you got to give them another day or two to see how that arch in there will break down. If it doesn't, you take a razor blade and you just cut a thin line, just one, right in there, and it's going to compress the arch down a little bit, and that'll relieve some of the pressure. So, yeah. So that's one for you right there. OBSF, hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Wondering, is it just me or Arbor's base is slow as hell? It's you. Fucking go grab some base cleaner. Don't drink it. Don't drink it. Wipe your bases down. Keep that fucking rail grease off of them. Go ride. You'll be fine. I've owned like 9 Arbor boards, 10, something like that. Never had a problem with speed. If you're really worried, get a stone grind. Okay, DJ Frank, what's a safe lifespan for a sweet protection helmet? 2 to 3 years for all helmets. So if you use it a lot, 2 years. If you're just a casual rider that goes less than 20 days a year, you can get 3 seasons out of it. So 2 to 3 is the magic number when you're thinking about where you want to go with replacing your helmet and whatnot. I will be replacing a helmet. Actually, speaking of that, I'm actually going to do a whole video on like replacing your gear and checking your gear, like, well, a bunch of videos this summer. One of the big ones is to show you guys what it's like having gear that lasts more than 100 days, or like what it's like riding at 100 plus days. So that is part of that. But yeah, with a helmet, typically 2 to 3 years, and then you want to replace it. The foam hardens. It doesn't have the same protection impact. Okay, we got Ian, appreciate niche pyre for POW only. I mean, I just rode that like 2 weeks ago, something like that on a POW day. I feel like since they changed the factory, it didn't have as much snap as it used to. Still a good short, wide POW board in a lot of respects, but it wasn't as, it didn't have as much snap as the previous one did when they were made at Capita, because I think they're made at Metatech now in Tunisia or somewhere around there. But for a POW board, yeah, seem to be a little lackluster on groomers too. So, ooh, Ollie slow signs. There we go. Okay. Dan K, have you ridden the 23 Mercury? No. Curious if you noticed a difference between the Panda Core versus New Hover Core. They didn't have samples of the Mercury and the Mega Merc for me to get on, so I probably will not get on those until the fall, probably November at some point. But yeah, I'm curious how that new core is going to ride as well. So yeah. Okay. We got our boy Billy Ray Valentine, the moderator, with the super chat. Smash like, go skateboard in the summer. R.I.P. L Stacker's Adventures. R.I.P. Rest in peace. Keeper of the Seven Kook Spires of True Enlightenment. Whoa. That was aggressive there, sir. Drink your Zima. Drink your Zima. Okay, we got one from the Muffin Pan. What shop would you recommend for boot fitting in Breckenridge? Go to Racer's Edge. It's right next to Bluefish. Ask for Chris Krantz and tell him I sent you. Just do it. Ask for Chris Krantz. That's all you need to know right there. Let's see. Janice Cooters, Slush Slasher or Party Wave for POW and party stuff. I haven't ridden the new Slush Slasher. I've got it sitting right back there, actually, like right up there. I got to ride that. I was hoping to ride it this week, but I took a couple days off because my Achilles tendon decided to develop tendonitis. Party Wave is solid for what it is. You do lose edge bite if you ride anything with ice, though, just from that 3BT. Okay. Okay, let's see what else we got here. All right. Let's see. I'm not going to give anyone any fucking backcountry advice shit because I don't fucking do it. I ride flying couches. You want backcountry advice? Go ask someone that fucking does it. I don't. Best boot's the one that fits your fucking foot and fits your needs. Fuck, dude. Go buy some Columbia winter boots. I don't give a fuck. Ew. Ski clothing? Never. Okay, let's see. Fizzled, looking for a twin board for 60% in the park, 40% cruise in the mountain at higher speeds on groomers. Well, I mean, probably want like the Capita Outsiders, the Ride Bench Warmer. To an extent, the Rome Mod Stale. I guess you could do the GNU Headspace in there as well. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Yeah. Guess you could do like a Rosnell Juggernaut, but that's going to be stiff as hell. So there's some options for you. Okay. Just Robin. Got any tips for dealing with the cramps in the thighs? It helped us to ride switch, but the other back legs started to cramp up after a while. It's a potassium deficiency. So you can get this stuff called Sport Legs, which is basically just supplemental potassium pills. And you want to take like 3 of them before you ride because that's going to help you with that. The other thing is stretching. At the end of the day, like a Theragun will really help you release like that tight muscle, but you need to be stretching, foam rolling, doing all that stuff, kind of just taking care of yourself realistically and building up your stamina and using those muscles more so that you do not end up cramping. But yeah, it's a potassium deficiency as well as your muscles are just not used to it. So my big thing is if you're riding and you're starting to cramp up, just call it a day. Don't keep pushing it. You're just hurting yourself and you're going to end up getting hurt. Ooh, beware of frostbite. Let's see. Jai Buzz, what 2023 board are you most excited for? There's a bunch of stuff that has been really cool. So, Ride Piece Seeker. This is essentially Ride's version of the Power Wrench. A little bit different width in there, but that one's really cool. I mean, Tellus Backslash is always a favorite. The Rosinal Retox corncob graphic for anyone that's old and remembers what that is. Let's see what else is out there. Mega Merc, of course. That one's pretty solid. The GNU Banked Country, I rode that the other day. Actually, I drilled a rock with it. Felt bad about that, but yeah. So that, the Rome Party Mod, I rode that in a 56 just to see the difference between the 53 and the 56. I still prefer the 53, but that one's good. K2 Passport and the Antidote. I prefer the Passport over the Antidote, though. It's just more my style, but those are two really, really solid boards. I think the Passport's going to be a huge seller for K2 this year. The Battalion Jam, their directional twin this year, was fucking, that thing was money when I rode it. Yeah, I don't know. I've been riding a bunch of stuff so far. Got 105 reviews done already, and I got another 44. So it's going to be about 150 reviews dropping starting September. If you're a member of Angry Snowboarder VIP, you'll be getting early reviews in written form starting the 1st of next month. So that's this week. Yeah, that. Also, check out the cultural link of the week. We're trying to raise money for Tommy Town, snowboarder dude that smashed his head. He had an aneurysm or cyst or something popped in there when he had hit his head. So we got to raise 100,000 for him. So the link is in the mystery link of the week down below. So check that out. Okay. Anthony Hawking, admittedly late to the party, but Sage and Jared definitely should have gone to a tiebreaker at natural selection in Jackson Hole. Also, spin to win. I feel like Sage's run was a little better. So, win yourself a small sticker pack there, sir. You know the drill. Email me info@angrysnowboarder.com and make sure you put your mailing address in there, and I'll get that in the mail probably tomorrow or Saturday, something like that. Okay. Here's a good one from Ian. How is the Rome Stalefish as a POW/freestyle board? For POW, so they revamped it this year. So they added the Rome, the flax wall, and the flax impact plates. So it's a noticeable difference between it and the Service Dog. It rides more damp, and it's got better snap in it now. It's a little more stiff on edge. But for POW, that thing's actually super fun for like a party board, POW board. For freestyle, you're still kind of limited with how directional it is. So you got to be aware of that. If you're okay with riding something that directional in the park, you'll probably be fine. But if you're like, oh, I want to ride a lot of switch and do stuff like that, you're going to absolutely hate it. Gary, so you're not going to do a review on dope snow gear? Was looking forward to it. You mean this? This shit right here? Oh no, there's a video coming where I tear apart copious amounts of cheap shitty stuff. I got the very last pair of cheap shitty stuff because No Bad Day fucking sucks. I found this other brand out of Australia called Yuki Threads. I originally ordered these in a large or extra large because I wanted to see how their fit was, and they were like, hey, we're out. And I was like, send me whatever. And they were like, you sure? These things are cheap as shit. And it looks like they heat transferred their logo onto just a generic ass pant, but they're supposed to be doing 1% for the planet. So We'll see how good their 1% is when it probably just ends up in a fucking dumpster. Ugh. But yeah, whole video tearing down knockoff pants. So yeah, let's see. Scott Jones, best Red Dead option. Captain Mercury, yes, standard, Rome National, or other. Those are 3 solid options right there. Like, can't go wrong with pretty much any of those. The side cut on the Mercury is a little different because it's 4 millimeters longer than it used to be. So the grip on that is a little bit different. So you just got to be aware at slow speeds it can get a little hooky. I personally, I think this National is kind of a sleeper out of those 3. Like the standard's cool with its cam rocker, but I would probably push you more towards the National, I think, just because it's going to be something not a lot of people are going to have. All right. And if you're going to say that that stuff's steezy as hell, you're getting put in timeout. All right. All right. Okay, let's see what we got here. Tyler Kim, Workup review? Yes. Workup review is coming. It'll be out this fall. I rode that. So, yeah. Okay. MPix 00. Have you had the chance to test the new 2023 Union Ultras? And if so, how would you classify park or all mountain? They're more all mountain. I know that for a fact, but I have not had a chance to ride them just because they didn't have anything available to send me. So I think I'm going to have to get stuff from them. Probably my guess would be like October, November. Okay. Michael Kulig. Developed a crease right past the toe box of my K2 enders this season. Is that from the boot breaking down the way I ride or the bindings I'm using? It developed on the front foot. Yeah, all that is basically is like, let's just say that. So it's just in how you're centering the binding and the strap on there when you tighten it down. So it's the boot breaking in, it's the placement of the binding. If it's not causing you any pressure point or anything, don't worry about it. Like you're going to be fine. If it's creating a pressure point, you're going to want to move your ladder. Let's see. You said it was on the outside. Yeah, you want to just move it so that it moves back a little bit or move it over. You're basically just going to have to recenter your strap. That's all. And other than that, you should be fine. Okay. Okay. All right. Whew. Cameron Willem, how much is a 2-bed, 2-bath rental going for in Breck? I don't know how anyone can afford to live in Summit County or other ski towns like Salt Lake City. It depends where you, when, who you rent from. If you're renting from one of these retarded pandemic refugees that moved here when they became remote workers and were like, oh my God, I make all this money. I can afford to move to Summit County and I bought a fucking 2-bedroom, blah, 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 and I paid $9,000 a month in mortgage. Yeah, they're going to charge you $9,000 to rent the fucking thing because they're fucking idiots. But, like, I pay $2,000 for a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1 block off Main, and I am blessed for, 1, who my landlord is, and 2, how I got this. This literally was a word of mouth apartment, and everyone that's lived here has. The person that lived here the least was 5 years. And I think the people that lived there before him, it was 7. The people before that was like 11. And the people before that were 9. So it's one of those ones where you kind of just got to lock it in. The big thing is if you hunt, you will find. And if you're patient and you're smart and you have someone on the ground and you have first, last, and deposit ready, you will get a place. No questions asked. It's not that big of a deal. But if you're just like coming in and like, oh, well, my budget's $450 per bedroom and I'm used to living in a shithole town where my rent is super cheap, like you're not going to make it. It's just not it. The good thing is if you work in the county, there are programs for rental assistance and whatnot in there, but yeah, kind of hit or miss on that. All right, we got DR. Anything better than a Warden for a cheaper buttery park board that comes in wide and can still carve decent enough. Trying to edit board for crappier conditions at smaller resorts to ding up. Well, man, do you want it soft and buttery or do you want it good at carving? You're going to sacrifice something in there. You always will. I would check some of the Nitro stuff. Get something that's camber. Probably like the prime, the raw prime or whatever it is. Otherwise, like when you say you want it to be able to carve, I assume you mean just set an edge. If you mean set an edge, yeah, there's plenty of options out there in that $400 range. Plus, you can probably find some leftover shit. Like, I would look for an old Rosinal jib saw because you can get like the 55 wide, 57 wide, whatever you need in there. You're going to get serrated edges on there, so you're going to get added contact. But because it's cam rocker, it's going to be super buttery out in the tip and the tail. Noodles, I'm looking at picking up a Jones Stratus come fall, but watching all your live streams, I've never actually heard you recommend it. In your opinion, is there any problems with it as a quiver of one board? I mean, it's essentially just a mountain twin with a different shape. That's really what it is. No, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it does have some limitations just due to the shaping of it. You also have to realize that I recommend like thousands of fucking snowboards a day. Like classic example, right? That's just a stack. That's a small stack of boards right there that I could recommend. I got another stack right there of boards I could recommend. My hallway is overflowing with boards that I still have to film, and then my living room is full of boards that I still have to ride. Like, sometimes you forget shit exists. I am only human. Skyboarder, have you ridden this year's Endeavor Scout? No. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Alpine Ibex. How often do you replace goggles? Favorite brand, lens, Torx, BS, cylindrical. Do you leave it in the car when done riding? No, God, no. Don't leave that shit in your car where it's going to fucking dry out. You got it hanging from your fucking rear view mirror. Like, your foam dries out. The lens is cracking shit. When you're not using it, unless it was a heavy, wet pow day and you need to let it dry, it goes back in the goggle bag. That's where it belongs. In the goggle bag. In your riding bag. I pretty much almost all my goggles now are Dragons on some level, whether they're PCVs, PXVs, whatever the fuck they call them, with the interchangeable lenses. And then I have one set of Oakleys with the Prism Pink Iridium lens for low light. How often do I replace them? I think my newest pair of goggles is 2 seasons old. They're 2 seasons old. And those ones probably have 100 days on them. And I probably won't replace the frames. I will probably just get another set of lenses for it because they're still good. Like, if you take care of your goggles, they will last a while. Like, a long while. Like, those Oakleys I have to be 5 years old, at least. And I have a set of Dragons that are now my backups because I scratched the lens and they don't make the replacement lens for them anymore. But those have to be 6, 7 years old. So, yeah. All right. Okay. Let's see. Tanra, I've been looking to buy in Summit. It's outrageous. $1 million for 1,000 square feet. Yeah, I mean, that's about right. My neighbor paid $1.4 million for 1,250 square feet. But then again, it was also a 5-bedroom, 2-bath. So Oh, whatever. Bry guy, are white bases gaudy or is my taste trash? Well, you'll see more rail dirt and grease on them than anything. Plus, white tends to be the slowest base. Black is way faster. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, MPix00. Do you know if the 2023 Battalion Evil Twin Plus is just the replacement for the Battalion Boss that they discontinued in 2023? Looks to be the exact same specs. Pretty much. It is. It rides different than the Boss, but it just because I think it's got a higher end base than the Boss had. But I rode it. It's nothing fucking special. There's no Spring Break Twin on my wall. That's not a Spring Break Twin. That's the Slush Slasher. Ugh. McCord Butler. Should your powder board be longer than your everyday board? Depends on if you're doing volume shift or not. There's so many ways that I could take that question. Do you ride heavy, wet snow that you need something that long? Then yes. Are you in the Rockies of Colorado where the snow is lighter and you can get away with a smaller board? Then no. Not volume shifted? No, maybe. Volume shifted? Definitely not. Okay. All right. We got a super chat from Herbert Marmiton. Have you heard from Slim? I saw Miata in Tahoe a few weeks back. Maybe he got powder panic. How do your doggo? She's asleep in the other room. I have not heard from Slim, but I suspect we'll get a phone call. Ooh, next on super chat gets a spin. So let's see. Okay. We'll go with this question from Mako. Salomon Dancehall or Rome Stale Cruiser is a do-it-all party board. They're both in the same category. The Stale Cruiser will be a little stiffer. The snap is a little bit better on the Stale Cruiser. The float is better on the Dancehall, and it will be better in slush. You got to ask yourself what camber profile you want and what additives you want in the core because they kind of overlap each other. Personally, for party boarding, I'd go Dancehall. For do it all, I'd go Stale Cruiser. Beware crotch goblins in the park. Okay. Josh Sims, if you had one last ride, what mountain, what board, what binding, and what time of day for the final send? Your anger gets me through the week, man. God, I hope it doesn't. One last ride. I want A Basin. I want my K2 Cool Bean. And I want my K2 Lean ATs on it. And I want it on a fucking powder day. And I want to make sure that the tunnel's closed, Loveland Pass is closed, and some dumbass spun out at the bottom of the pass right in front of Keystone because they saw Jonathan Buckhouse. I want the fucking front side of the mountain left alone to me so that I can just rip right off Lenaway Face, right down, and just fucking hit Gentry and everything that I fucking love. And that would be it. And I would be happy. And then I could die. Yeah, that's what I would do. Drink your Zima, people. Drink your Zima. Okay. Waco, I just noticed your area marker. Strong opinion indeed. Yeah, that all came about because some douche canoe cried after the last live stream. Let me find this. Where is this? That's not it. Where is it? How'd that go? Where did I lose that? No, that's not it. Oh shit. Oh shit. Pretty sure this is Slimothy. Slimothy?
Oh, good. How I've missed you. How I've missed you. I am watching your chat today. Watching your chat. I heard you bring up my fucking name, you fucking big nose. I wish I could hug you. Why are you talking about me and my Miata?
Breathe. Breathe, Slim. Breathe.
Okay. I have news. I have news from the front. Okay. I bought a snowboard. That's right. A cabin snowboard professional camp endorsed parking lot board. I don't know what to do with it. I right now it's sitting in the passenger seat of my Miata, and it's strapped in. It's strapped in because little Harold Terry has been sent off to camp. That's right, camp. They're calling it camp, you fucking big nose. But they made him go, and I don't understand why. And I'm watching your chat even, and I'm hearing what you say, and I'm here, and you should know that
Wow. Slim was on one today. Whew. Goddamn, Slim. Well, maybe we'll spin for him again soon. That's ridiculous. Where did I put this screenshot? Because this is too fucking funny. Let's see. Come on. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Here it is. Yeah, this was a comment from the coffee guy. After listening to you go off on TJ from Board Archive, I've officially lost all respect for you, bro. I get some of the hate on the others, but not that dude. Why don't you film yourself riding on the board? Insert excuse and angry rant. I get the give back, but the angry stick needs some self-control. Maybe you will apologize because you crossed the line and keep a listener, or you will double down on the hate. Why the fuck would I apologize to you, you pickle dick motherfucker? I said what I said and I meant what I said. Get the fuck over it. Says Angry Snowboarder. You should kind of understand what you're walking into when you see it. You don't like it. You're the one that chose to be offended by it. Don't stick around. Oh no, oh my god, I should apologize. Oh, my strong fucking opinion hurt some guy who's got rectal fucking bleeding. Suck a fart out of my ass. Which is basically what I told him. I was like, cross the line by whose standard? Yours? If you can't take a strong opinion, fuck right off. I said what I said and I meant it. Do you go to your local shop and ask the sales guy to show you clips when they talk about a board to you? Suck a fart out of my ass, you peasant. It's literally what I said. Like, I've been getting a lot of these people that are like, I'm offended that you said this. I don't give a fuck, dude. You snowboard like 10 days a year. Eat a dick. You're nothing. I don't care about you. You don't even support snowboarding. You probably ride a fucking Gilson and buy dope snow and Montec from targeted ads. Like, fuck off. Oh, you're offended and I should apologize to you? What? I said it. You don't like my strong opinion? Eat a dick. I don't care. Oh, no. And I did block him. I was just like, goodbye. I'm not wasting my fucking time with you people. It's fucking pointless. I don't care. It's like, ugh. So fucking weird. It's so weird. Yeah, I don't know. But that's what strong opinions, they fucking scare the weak. I've had strong opinions for fucking years. Like, if you don't understand what you're walking into here, I'm not apologizing. You're an adult. Don't watch it. Watch it. I don't care. That's how it goes. It's whatever. Yeah, that's. Oh no, I said something that offended you because you suck the dicks of someone else. I don't care. I don't. Get over it. Everything I say is factually based. Like I can do it. Like TJ, closing day, it's a powder day. He was on a Tinder date. Why you wasting a pow day on a Tinder date? I don't know. Plus she skated Mongo. Fucking A. Whatever. Get over it. All right. Let's take some more questions. From Dan K. Super chat from Dan K. If I promise to play only Pat Benatar, would you give me your blessing to ride with a speaker backpack? Hashtag not a kook. No, fuck off. No one wants to listen to what you're listening to. And you just won yourself a jumbo sticker pack. You know the drill. Email me info@angrysnowboarder.com and I'll get that in the mail. Make sure you give me your mailing address. Some people like to email me and tell me they won and just assume I know their fucking mailing address. So, yeah. Okay, Mark Edwards. On a slush spring day, should I take my number 1, Capita Mercury 1617, 2, Black Snowboard to Death 2021, 3, Jones Stratus 2021? Yes, take them all. Just Robin, any recommendation for a super stiff boot? The best boot's the one that fits your foot and fits your knees. Go try on as many boots as you can. What I tell you is stiff could be like super soft to you. It could be ultra stiff to you. You got to understand. I don't know. The best boot is the one that fits your foot and fits your needs. Spin again. Ooh, well. There you go. Won yourself a jumbo sticker pack. So you know the drill. Email me info@angrysnowboarder.com with that mailing address. All right, turning boards. Thoughts on Corey Smith not making spring break boards anymore with Capita? He's still making spring break boards with Capita. What he's not doing is those high-end Balsa powder displacement boards that are the one-offs that he sells for like $1,000. Those are not being made anymore. You're still going to have the Slush Slasher. You're still going to have the Powder Twin, the Cafe Racer. They're still going to exist. Maybe the Tree Hunter, stuff like that. It's the one-offs, the high-end stuff that's just not going to exist anymore. Okay. So, all right. Let's end this poll. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, John with the super chat. Thanks for all the advice over the past few seasons. Picked up an Aviator 2.0 and it's been killer. Cheers, dude. Well, that's a killer board. So good for you for picking that up. Oh, no shit, dude. You just won yourself a set of goggles. Sweet. All I got to do, John, email me info@angrysnowboarder.com and you're going to get yourself a brand new set of electric goggles. You just won yourself a set of these. Brand new. Still have the tags on. So, you know, perfect for spring riding too. 6% VLT, nice and dark. Going to keep that sun out of your eyes. So, yeah. Cool. Well, there we go. Okay. Okay, McCord Butler. Favorite resort in Utah and thoughts on the terrain and snow. Favorite resort's Powder Mountain. Mainly because it's never crowded and the snow is good. And the name is very apt. So Utah has really good terrain, except Icon Pass. Icon and Epic have really screwed everything in that state up and just made the canyon. Going into the canyons just absolutely atrocious. So, yeah. All right. Josh Sims, spin for the body in the trunk of Slim's Miata. Oh, there's probably multiple bodies in that thing. Support the Shred Foundation, shredfoundation.org. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see what we got here. Sean Wilson, how young do you draw the line for calling out kids side jumping ramps in the park? I don't give a fuck if the thing's still in fucking diapers. I'll yell at the parents. Fucking kill them all. Kill them all. Like, There's a kiddie park. I don't care what they do in the kiddie park. They can do anything they want. They go into the medium or bigger park. I hope they fucking die. All right. Oh, yeah. So we had 125 votes in the poll. Are you going summer snowboarding this year? 59% with no, 40% with yes. That means there's 1% of you that's undecided. All right. But anyways, so we've been here 40 minutes. Get your questions in those chat boxes. I'm going to try to answer as many more questions as I can before I dip out for the day. Trying to do that. Yeah, I see some of you guys talking about how I give back. I am always trying to give back. I know last live stream, I said I was going to do a contest for someone that just deserved a snowboard setup. Dude, I got some weird fucking emails. Like one person was trying to tell me to give a board to someone that's a kiteboarder. Another person wanted me to give it to a hard booter. Like, fuck off. Crab Rangoons on the agenda. Joe the Party Panther. 16 inches of Black Fury. That's Joe the Party Panther. I don't know about Crab Rangoons. Might just eat a bowl of rice. I did take a shower before this, so I feel good. Nice and saucy, which is always good. Also, if anyone's thinking of coming out to Colorado right now, midweek is pretty dang good. A Basin's like 88% open. The 12% that's not open is because a tree fell over in one section and it's got like a widowmaker, so they can't open it. But I was smashing POW that was knee deep on Monday, and I went up today because I took 2 days off because my ankles, my Achilles tendon was inflamed. But coverage is fucking phenomenal right now. So anyone looking for a last minute, rooms are cheap in Summit County. Most restaurants and shit are closed. Bert Kreischer was here yesterday too. Whatever. But yeah, rooms are cheap, and we got snow coming in next week. Midweek would be a good time to come, like Wednesday, Thursday. Just saying, if you want to do, if you got powder panic, we're supposed to get 8 inches. So I would definitely. Okay. Jackoff Beat, did you get that replacement set of production Supermatics? I got another set of pre-production Supermatics. So they will, if I step on that release tab, I'll snap it again. But yes, I did get another set. I got to mail the other pair back. And I'm going to probably ride those like 3 more days, I think. So I got to take them out and dial them in and put them on some stuff. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. MPix 00. How about the Battalion Goliath Plus? How does it ride compared to the regular Goliath? Oh, it's a fucking beast. Whew. For one, they gave me a wide, like a 63 wide. It's like fucking this goddamn big. I rode it on a POW day. She floats. She's aggressive. Like, I felt it at the end of the day. Yeah, it was brutal. So, yeah. All right, we got Anthony Hawking. Any ways to see Angry Snowboarder VIP content for people who are too lazy to set up Patreon? No. There's a reason it's there. It's a way to help fund projects, and that's what it's been doing for the last couple of years. Is it's been funding a lot of stuff, especially in the slow season when everything tapers off. It's good to know that there's steady income coming in. Plus, it's a great place for me to do as a sounding board. One of the things I'm going to probably do in the next month, I want to do a commentary track on Hollywood movies with snowboarding in them. So I'm going to do some like audio commentary just for Angry Snowboarder VIP, I think. And I might get some of my friends, maybe some of my friends that are pro or sponsored, to come in and watch a movie. We're all going to talk shit on it. So it's a loose thing, but that's going to be for VIP members. So, but yeah, Angry Snowboarder VIP has funded so many projects and allowed us to do other things. So, all right, let's see what else we got here. McCord Butler, thoughts on the K2 Raygun and the Burton Cartels? I mean, I'm not a fan of the Cartel, even though I recommend it. I mean, it's just not a binding that sticks out as being overly exceptional to me. It's just sort of there. But I do love the K2 Raygun. That's like just such a good, like, high-level beginner to an intermediate level rider board for progressing on. And even as an expert rider, you can still get on it and have fun. It's just a good board. Okay. Josh Sims with the super chat. Did you end up getting the super DOA in your list of demos? Looking forward to that review the most. I did. I got the new DOA and the super DOA because they got a core tweak or something on there. So I will be riding those. I haven't ridden them yet, but just because it's a core tweak, because I was like, okay, I just got to go see how that is. But those, I was hopefully going to ride those next week, but now it's looking like powder. So I'm just going to smash out all these leftover POW boards that I've got for next week. All right. Oh yeah, I'm going to give you a spin, Josh. Oof. Unfortunately, I already gave the goggles away. Okay, Anthony Hawking with the super chat. Yeah, happy to pay. Just don't like Patreon. Was also watching Natural Selection on mute because the commentators are unbearable. Angry commentary for that would rock. Supposedly Todd Richards is going to do commentary next year. It's the rumor. But yeah, Sal Masakela and Mary Walsh are fucking atrocious. Like, I don't understand what the snowboard industry's addiction is to Sal and Mary Walsh. Like, they're both, in my mind, I look at them and they just scream posers. Like, I look at them and I'm like, they just scream poser to me. And I'm just like, fucking shut the fuck up. Like, that's me. Ollie Slow Signs. Lendog with the Mount Hood PSA. It looks like Fuxie Racing is not coming out this summer. A shirtless dude selling skin suits to children is not happening. Fuck, dude. Now if we could just get rid of him at Copper, that would be so much better. That guy's creepy as shit. Ahmed Ali, what board from the past would you like to see come back? A new Spam, maybe? No, Spam served its purpose. I want to see the Atomic Hatchet. Fucking price point, park board, under $300. Like, that thing was amazing when it came out. I'd love to see that come back. Charles E. Fine, I think I'm into those nerd snowboards. Do you have a review coming? Yes, I've got a review of the Relic and the Superposition coming out. The Superposition is my favorite board from Nerd, and you're going to see it on a bunch of top fives. The Relic is what it is. They need to make a bigger size for heavier guys. At 200 pounds, the 151 just was too small. It would have been like me riding a 150 Orca. It just didn't work. I think like a 55 would have been better just with the way the flex is. But the Superposition 57 was fucking phenomenal. And I actually spent about 2 hours this week talking with Jordan Zadanek, the owner. They will be adding new sizes to the Superposition down the road. So there will be a 54 and a 51 coming in. And which, like, most people like see that they've got a 57 and a 60 Superposition. If you look at the specs from the 57 to the 60, it's not much difference. It's just you're going to get more length for better float. So it's like more like your POW big mountain charger versus the 57 being like your resort charger in there. But the Nerd Superposition is one of my top 5 favorite new boards for this year. Like, I got on that and was like, holy fuck, I don't want to get off. And it was funny because Jordan, the owner, ran into him at A Basin. And so we're riding the chair and he's like, hey, I know you really liked it. Do you want one? And I looked at him and I was like, no, but I'll let you sell me one. And so I might buy one and then get rid of my Nidecker Beta APX. I'll send that back to Nidecker and just be like, I bought something else. So let's see. All right. Patrick S., do you know Todd Richards? I mean, I've hung out with him a few times and we send each other memes and joke on Instagram. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Scrap. Is the Salomon Assassin Pro too much for a second season intermediate rider, you think? If it's your second season, you're still a beginner. Let's be real here. You're not laying trenches. You don't understand how to ankle steer a board. You're still a beginner in my eyes. Like, you might be an intermediate with your friends, but by my standards, you're still a beginner if it's your second season. So yes, it is too much board. Bump your ass down to the craft and you'll be fine. All right. Okay. Let's see. Evan Woolley, you listen to the Bombhole podcast, Thoughts, Opinions? People tell me I should listen to it. I don't. I listen to Hack the Movies instead because I love seeing what Tony will say to Crystal Quinn. Makes me laugh. Fucking that or I listen to Movie Dumpster podcast, which they're going through all the Tales from the Dark Side episodes from 1985 right now. Fucking awesome. But no, I don't listen to snowboard podcasts. I live snowboarding. Like, people will tell me I should, and I'm like, it's there. There's a lot of things I should do. I just don't have time to sit down and listen to a 4-hour podcast. I'm like, I got shit to do. I'd rather listen to stuff outside snowboarding because it makes snowboarding more enjoyable for me. So, I mean, good for Grenier and Eastone for what they're doing. I think they've figured something out there, but it's not. And I'll recommend it in a lot of live streams for you guys to go check out. But I don't listen to it because I just don't have time. I'm always doing something else. Okay, let's see. Chicken TV, what's the best board for butters that you can recommend? I'm looking to cop a board specifically for butter tricks. For my All Mountain is just too stiff. Italian Wally will probably be the softest thing you've ever fucking been on. With that 3BT, it just makes it super buttery in the tip and the tail. You don't have to worry about them catching on there. Otherwise, the Telos at it comes to mind. I actually liked the Signal Park. That was pretty good for buttering on. Let's see. I would check some of the boards from Public as well. Like probably the Dispute, although it's got carbonate, so you might find that a little too stiff. What is it? The Display. Public Display would be a good one to check out as well. The Ride Zero would be another one that I would consider. With K2, you'd probably want the Geometric. So there's a few options for you right there. Timothy Chen, I understand you're waiting to ride more hours in various conditions on the Nidecker Supermatic for a more in-depth review. Just wondering when we can expect that review. In the fall? Like, there's no point in me putting it out now. It's not for sale. It's just going to sit there. I'd rather put it out in like September. It'll probably be one of the first reviews I put out when all the reviews start dropping in September, because that'll build the hype on it. And then I can link it to the affiliates so that way I can drive sales for it too. So at least then I can recoup some of my cost and time, hopefully by making a commission off of that. Like, the only reviews that are going to drop early this year, Karua's because they sell year round, Signal because of the way that they do everything. And I might put like the nerd reviews up in August just because I can, because they had a soft launch this year. But by and large, like anything that's 2023 product is going to drop in the fall. Ugh, Tim Hunt, Skull of Beer right now, I dare you. The fuck is Skull of, like, do I slam that into my, I don't drink. I haven't had a drink in like, let's see, 22, 18 years. Like, I don't drink. Beware crotch goblins in the park. Silas Girl, as a beginner riding a flat to rocker board, how long would it be expected to ride that board, and how do you know when it's time to progress? Yeah, I mean, you could ride that thing for the rest of your life, probably. So here's the thing that you want to look for. When you start to get speed on a blue run or like a mellow black run, or, well, you're European, so I think that's red, whatever it is. Look down at the tip of the board and see if it's starting to flap up and down like that, and feel if like you feel unstable at speeds underfoot, like you feel like you can't stay on top of it. And look at how when you're carving, if you're torsionally twisting the board, so like front foot's going down, back foot's going up, like when you're steering with your ankles, look down and see how much twist you're putting into that board. And if you're twisting it so much that it's hooking and you're falling over, catching your edge, it's time to go to something a little beefier, stiffer, and probably a different camber profile as well. So, all right. Luc Desaunier, what's the oldest board you own and still ride? Why do you keep it? I've got some old boards that are just sitting around. So there's an Amplid Pillow Talk sitting right there. That's retired. That's a wall hanger, but I could still ride it if I absolutely wanted to. I've got the Shark Bite K2 jib pan there that I cut the tail out of. I'll take that out like once or twice a year if I'm feeling wily. That thing's got to be 06, 07, I think. When did I? Fuck, that might be 06. Because I think I owned that when I was still living in Silverthorne. But I'll ride that. I've got a first year. Yeah, I think it's the first year K2 Travis Parker Scorpicus Nauticus 159 that sits under my bed. I could scrape the storage wax I put on that off and ride that today if I wanted to. I've got a K2 Camp K2 2008 Turbo Dream gyrator limited edition. I'll bust that out. I'm getting ready to retire my K2 Cool Bean from the first year. So that thing's, I think, like 7-8 years old now. But I'm going to retire that thing in there. What else do I have? There's a bunch. Oh, I've got an old Type A Mark Morris set that I owned in like 1999. It's a 152. It's so old, the surface rust on the edge rusted through and a chunk of the edge fell out. The cap is still good. The cap hasn't separated. I could ride that if I wanted to. I think the last time I rode that, I lived in Steamboat, so that was like 15, 16 years ago. But I could still ride it. By and large, I don't keep shit around for the most part. And I'm actually about to go end of next month, start of June. I'm going through my apartment, room by room, box by box, and I'm just getting rid of anything that I don't need. Like, if you're a member of Angry Snowboarder VIP Sticker Club, I'm probably going to pull all my vintage stickers out and just give them away. There's like no point in hoarding vintage stickers. It's like someone hit me up today on Instagram and was like talking about how Air Blaster doesn't have the leg bag, and someone was selling one of these for $400 on eBay. And I was like, I should sell this then if I could get $400 for it. But I might just give this away. Like, I might give away all my old stuff. Like, there's no reason. When I die, like, who gives a fuck if I hoard everything? I'm dead. It's like my niece and nephew are going to end up fucking selling it off anyways. Probably buying drugs. Good for them. So, yeah. Okay. Patrick asks, Tommy B stole your wheel? No, Tommy B told me he had one, and I said, go fucking use it, dude. Like, this is the exact words out of my mouth. I was like, you should go use that. Not like I'm the first person to make one of these. I'm just the first to bring it to snowboarding. All right. Jackoff Beat, is storage wax necessary for postseason board storage, or can I get away with a good base clean, then leave the quiver in a closet? So if you're in an area with a lot of moisture, humidity, and you're leaving that board where humidity can attack it, storage wax isn't a bad thing if you cake the edges. It just makes it so that you don't get surface rust on it like that. But I don't wax my boards. I also live in a dry climate. I'll base clean them and just fucking throw them in a corner somewhere and keep them out of direct sunlight so that the graphics don't fade or whatever. So, all right. All right, let's see. All right. Ronan, when will you be sending stickers out? I've been a member of VIP for a little bit now. Everything should have been out except for this month's stuff. I just got to drop it off. Everything. So, like, should, like, I sent everything out. I was about a month behind for a little while there, but everything's out. But I know that the postal service in Colorado is fucking god awful slow up here. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if everything I sent out is just sitting in a tub in the back of the post office here, because they're literally down to 1.5 people working there. I say half because, it's not a full human. They're mentally deficient. Like, they're the type of people that would, like, if this was the 90s, they'd go postal up on the top of a clock tower and shoot people. So yeah. All right, let's see. Anyways, yeah, so that's it. Okay, so we got 100 people in here. I know not all of you are asking questions, so if you got questions, get them in that chat box now. Let's try to do this. More questions you ask, the longer I'll stay. Otherwise, I'm going to dip out and go get food because I'm fucking hungry. Okay, Michael Solomon, any chance of an upcoming Union Falcor review? I know you mentioned before that Union never sent you them. I asked for them, and basically what happened is I talked to the guys at Union, and they were like, if we have stuff, we'll send it to you for review, but samples were really lean this year, and they just don't have anything for me. I'll be able to get something in the fall, probably, and I'm okay with that. Like, there's going to be 150 reviews by the time I'm done riding at the end of next month. Like, you guys are good. Actually, just rode a bunch of Nitro Bindings today. So I rode the Team Pro, and the One before this. And the Phantom. I rode the Phantom too. Which, has anyone ever measured the height of the Phantom high back from Nitro? 8.25 inches high. Frame of reference, like, my black label is about 6.5 inches high. Salomon, what is it? The Rhythm was 6 inches. The Katana was like 6.25. So, like, 8.5 inches. Like, shit was sticking above my friggin' cuff on my boot. Joshua Gershenson, what did you think of the Team Bindings? Here's the issue with Nitro Bindings. They need to change their straps. Everyone's gone to that new age foam injection, like Ox-Tech, just something that takes all the padding out. Every one of their bindings I rode still has an old school strap to it where it's like a 3-piece design. There's padding, there's neoprene, there's leather. That shit's going to stretch. Like, I know that. The longer you use it, they're all going to stretch. When they start to break down, they break down differently. Their ratchets, I don't know if I got samples or what, but their ratchets just felt super cheap. Like, to the point I was like, wow, this looks like something I could break easily. The other thing was guiding the ladder into the ratchet. It didn't feed as easily as other bindings out there. It needs like a feed guide put on or something. It was weird. Like, their air ride dampening system, though, is still one of the best things out there. That shit just kills chatter like so well and just keeps the board lively. They did have a bit, even with their mini disc, they do have a bigger footprint just with the shape of the base tray on there. The Vibram toe strap does grip really well. Like, that locks in as well. So, yeah. Ugh. All right. Okay, so yeah, that's about it. Okay, Sean Wilson. On the flip side of the Montec dope conversation, what are some good outerwear brands to support that do give back to snowboarding? 686 L1, which is Nitro's high-end outerwear line. Nitro in Europe actually has Nitro outerwear. The US, we don't have it. But there's L1. I've personally worn L1 for 16, 17 years now. It's my favorite outerwear brand. I really dig them. I mean, if you like Burton, they make outerwear. They make a ton of it. DC Quicksilver as well. They still give back. I'm not a fan of them. They just have weird cuts. In there, Air Blaster. A lot of people like that. Once again, comes down to the cut. That shit just does not fit me. Jones has outerwear now. It's high end. It's crazy high end. On there, I don't like the 32 outerwear. It just feels weird. Feels super, super weird. see what else. But yeah, pretty much any real snowboard brand. Like, here's what you do. You go and you look at the team page, and if they have more than just like one rider, and it's someone you've heard of, and maybe you've seen them in like a Snowboy Productions video at some event that they put on, shit like that, that's how you know that they support snowboarding. So so let's see. Okay. Let's see. Shylinks, how did the new Capita Outer Space Living feel? Still thinking about getting it after seeing it on the sneak peek video the house did. It's basically like a softer version of a Mercury. That's the best way to describe it. It's like an intermediate rider's Mercury to an extent. That's what it feels like. It's soft, it's playful. It's like on par with boards like the Rome Warden, which I love. You know, it's not a bad board. It's just not the right board for me. But yeah. Grungy poo. Also, what the fuck is going on with the kooks on the mountain right now? I try to avoid sitting on lifts, and it was empty, but I had this guy try to follow me even when I paused to let people go ahead on purpose. Fucking peasants, dude. It's like we're now in what I like to call the ultra poors time for the resorts. So if a resort's still open, it's people that bought a mega pass. They probably own a timeshare, or they got an Airbnb or a hotel room for dirt ass cheap. They want to just say that they went fucking skiing and snowboarding in late April, early May. It's like, I had someone try to get on Pally chair at A Basin with me today. It's a 2-seater chair. There's literally 5 empty chairs in front of me. Like, no one there. Dude, you can wait. There's no reason for us to sit hip to hip. I don't want to hear you talk. I don't care. I don't get it. Like, these people. Like, I had someone at Copper closing day. Like, there was no one around. I was getting on the chair, and he's like, "You can't ride alone." I was like, "The fuck I can't. I've been doing this for 25 years. All right. Anthony Hawking, how would you politely tell someone that can get to the bottom of, quote unquote, get to the bottom of a black run isn't advanced level snowboarding? Simple. I mean, I can go and fucking get a car and go drive the Nuremberg ring. Doesn't mean I'm a fucking race car driver. You know, I can pay for a track lap. It's the same fucking concept. I love people that are like, especially when I used to work in a shop, I'm an expert. I can go down any black run. And I'm like, oh, really? Okay. How long did it take you? It takes me about 35 minutes to do a whole lap. And I look at him and I was like, cool. It takes me 3 minutes to do that lap. 3. Whoa. And I was like, you're probably still on your heel edge. Like, that's the problem. These people everyone wants to classify themselves as a higher level rider than they are. Like, I openly admit I fucking suck as a snowboarder. It shuts down anyone's preconceived notions of me. I'm like, I can get down the hill. That's about it. I can handle my own when I need to, but I am not a good snowboarder by any stretch of the imagination. I tell people I'm an advanced rider only because I ride 150 days a year or more, and I have that muscle memory for it. Truth be told, I'd be happy cruising blue groomers the rest of my fucking life and riding mellow-ass POW. It's easier. But all these people are like, I love people that are like, oh, yeah, I took the T-bar up Breckenridge and I went up the Imperials and then I hiked out the lake chutes, and you sat on your ass the whole way down because it was too fucking steep for you. Fuck off. Like, fuck off. it's kind of like whenever I see a guy having a midlife crisis, but they've got money and they buy the new Corvette, which, by the way, it looks like a redneck fucking Ferrari. It's ugly as shit. But, you know, you see them with it and they don't understand that if your tires are cold, you don't get grip and they light it up and they just fucking spin out and wreck it. And has anyone ever seen those videos on Instagram, YouTube, wherever? It's like, dude buys the car, leaves the dealership, lights it up, and just fucking wrecks it right away. And you're just like, you're a fucking idiot. That's someone that doesn't understand how to drive. And we gave them a license. It's kind of just the same concept with snowboarding. It's like, they don't understand how to ride, but we gave them a lift ticket and they're allowed to go anywhere on the mountain because they fucking paid for it. I just don't get it. Ugh. All right, let's see. Okay, Tommy, I recently got last season's K2 medium, and then I saw your review on the 2020 model, and now I'm concerned. Any chance you've gotten to test the newer models? Too stiff for 220 pounds? I asked for one, they didn't get it. So you got to understand that one that they gave me, we actually tracked it down after the fact. They gave me one with the wrong core in it. That was completely pressed wrong, and we didn't find that out till like months after. That board was never meant. So you will be fine if you're looking for a jib board with snap, basically. That's the way to look at it. That's kind of where it's at. So, yeah. All right. Teddy Koo, love the channel, Avran. What happened with Kevin? Kind of missed that, Dorf. Well, if you were around for Black Friday, he actually came in and visited, and we had him on the live stream for like an hour or two answering questions. He is working for a adult big boy job company, which is awesome, full bennies and shit. Him and his lady are, I don't know if they're looking at buying a house or doing something last time I talked to him, whether it's here or a different area and stuff. But, you know, things happen. It's cool. Like, he and I left on great terms. Like, we're still friends. We still hang out when we see each other. We actually snowboarded at Loveland together in February at the demo day. But yeah, Kev's just kind of, we actually snowboarded at Loveland together in February at the demo day. But yeah, Kev's just kind of doing Kev things. It's good. Let's see. Okay. Aaron Ipsa, I noticed more expensive boards tend to include Polonia wood. Do you notice any benefits? It's not just expensive boards. A lot of companies are using Polonia. It's a readily available wood. It's lighter weight and it has a better rebound to it than like a harder wood, but it also can crush easier. So like if you do a full Polonia wood core and you came down and impact something, you're either going to dent the board or you're going to impact the core and push it up through the top sheet, which I've done. So what it is when you add Polonia, they're doing like an inlay in there. So they're milling the core, they're putting in different sections. Sometimes it's just a top veneer. So the bottom will be like an aspen poplar. Then you got Polonia on the top. And what it is it's a natural additive versus adding more carbon. So what you get out of that is what we call organic response or organic rebound versus inorganic rebound. So like if you ride a board that has carbon rods, added carbon, and you flex it and it springs back, you notice that it's aggressive. That's inorganic response. When you have something that's just straight wood and you got Polonia in there, bamboo, whatever, in there, when you flex it, you notice that there's a slight delay, but it still rebounds. It's still got that spring. That gives you a little bit more time to set things up so you're not quite as on top of it, which I actually personally like. Like, I don't want a board where I'm like, okay, I'm super calculated and load and rebound, where I want to be like, okay, it's loaded. 1, 2, 3, pop, boom, pop, in there. It's also a cost thing. Sometimes you get things a little bit cheaper. Sometimes things are a little more expensive. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. All right. Andy Walker, a certain back foot heavy reviewer, thinks grip tech doesn't grip well in hard snow and has that blanket statement on back foot heavy reviewer thinks grip tech doesn't grip well in hard snow and has that blanket statement on arbor boards. Any thoughts on grip tech versus disrupted edges? User error? Yeah, he doesn't know how to fucking snowboard. I'll fucking say it. James Beastie's a fucking kook. He's that back foot heavy rider. He'll probably love the GNU banked country because it's got progressive magnet traction, so it's less in the front and more on the rear of the tail, so he'll get more grip, not even realizing that it changes the whole dynamic of it. Grip tech works because what you're doing is you're not having the contact point out at the tip of the tail. You're bringing it underfoot. When you actually know how to ankle steer and drive to engage the turn, you initiate it off your front foot on the outside. And then as you transition back through the carve, you can disengage that front foot and you're going to get that grip from the center, and then you're going to get added grip right under that back foot. So it allows you to lock in. Or if you're on edge and you're suddenly digging in and you got to decrease the angle of your carve, you disengage that front foot a little bit. You take the pressure off just a little. That's still going to grip, but then you kick your knee into the center of the board, and you're going to have that tail grip as well as right under that back foot, and it's going to grip. It's 100% user error because he's a dumb fuck that doesn't know how to snowboard. That dude didn't get 100 days on snow until probably 3 years into doing the good ride in his life. Like, frame of reference, in 25 seasons, I've had 3 under 100 days. My first, 01, 02 when I ruptured my spleen, and then, what was that, 16, 17 when I did my knee. In 16, 17, I was at 90 days. In 01, 02, I was at 88 when I blew my spleen out. And my first season, I still got 30, 35 days. Not bad for a high school kid that didn't have a car or a driver's license and had to hitchhike to get there. So, yeah, it's 100% his dumbass doesn't know how. Why do you think all his reviews are? Off the back. His board steers off the back. If you ever pay attention to the videos of him, like if you look from one of his troglodyte mongoloid friends filming him, look at his back foot and look at his front knee and everything. He's got the back knee bent. He's sitting out over the tail. The front leg's fully extended. The board's flexed. And he's on that back foot just pointing it straight. That motherfucker does not know how to turn at all. Never did learn how to turn. Didn't learn how to engage off his front foot. That guy doesn't understand how to ride with his weight forward. It's all back foot. Fucking saucer sled steering, rudder foot. Like, motherfucker needs to learn how to snowboard. Stupid ass, dumbass kook. Motherfucker, I love how his whole thing is, I'm not biased. I've never worked in a shop. You never worked in a shop and you don't know how to fucking ride. All you do is read the fucking product description. You make 2 laps on a product. Oh, it steers off the back foot. Off the back foot. I mean, I love the story of when I was helping Steve Norwood, RIP, who was the signal rep for a while out here. He and I went out to Utah. And so Steve wanted to go make some laps. So I was a long-time snow basin local sitting there. James Beastie comes up and he wanted to take the Signal Epic out. And I looked at him and I was like, you sure you want to take this out? This is a POW board. It's 48 degrees out, sunny Bluebird, and they haven't had snow in like 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, no, I want to. Okay, man, I want you to know, like, if you find some slush, it'll probably be okay. But it's like snow's still kind of firm. It's like early morning, mid-morning. He takes it out for about an hour and he comes back and he's like, dude, I got into some sick ass POW and this thing was just fucking crushing it. And it's, off the back foot and it's blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting there with Steve's friend and he looks at me and he goes, where the fuck's he finding POW? I live here. I ride here 5 days a week. I don't know where the fuck he's finding any fucking POW. Like, maybe found some fucking sun-baked chunder, but you didn't find any fucking POW. Like, that's the whole thing. Or my favorite was he caught it after, I don't know, about 2 weeks of it sitting there, but this was back in the day. He had the DC PBJ board review and the DC ply review. They were copied and pasted. So he had the ply listed as the PBJ. It was the exact same review if you looked at it. He copied and pasted it because he didn't write it. He didn't. Like, that's what you're dealing with his dumb ass. Like, I get it. You know why he has comments turned off? Because no one can question him then. Nobody can. No one will engage with him. Like, I have no problem with people leaving shitty comments because I'll just block your ass because like there's stupid ones. But 98%, 99% of the time, people are asking legit questions and I will just fucking answer them for people. You want to know why I can? Because I worked in a fucking shop. I got my first job in the snowboard industry at the age of 15. I'm going to be 40 this year. That's 25 years. He doesn't have that. He's never worked a sales floor and had to look at someone. He's never probably even been to a real clinic. I don't get why the fucking snowboard hard goods guy from Evo is so far up his fucking ass. Like, it's bullshit. The guy's a fucking kook. 100%. Whatever, dude. You like look at the fucking troglodytes that he hires to film shit. It's a bunch of monkeys fucking a goddamn football. Like, I wouldn't trust them to work in a rental shop underneath me because I'd have to babysit them. That's how bad. That's how bad they are. Like, on top of the fact, you really want to go into like his reviews. Did you notice that he rides like 9 different pairs of boots and he'll ride a board with like 7 different bindings? That's no fucking consistency right there. The dude does boot reviews. His fat ass is a size 9. I'm a size 10. He's out of shape. I'm not. I guarantee you I can flex a boot different than him. Why? Because I've fucking ridden longer than him. Boot reviews are fucking pointless. Does it fit? Does it fit your foot? Does it fit your needs? There you go. That's the boot for you. That's what you need to know. Maybe you need a little custom work after that. I thought it was funny when I did the Boot Fitting 101 series. Right after, about a month after, he started putting out boot fit tips and shit like that. That dude lives in my fucking shadow sucking my fart dust. That's what it is. He's a fucking Me Too brand. That's all it is. Like, the best analogy is he's like Nike or Adidas. They come into snowboarding, they try to present themselves as being an expert and all this shit. Like, oh, fuck him. Motherfucker should go move back to the fucking valley. He's a fucking kook. But yeah, his reviews, like, what the fuck? 7 different pairs of bindings, and then like you ever know, well, we're here on the table. This board turns motherfucker, dude, take a fucking public speaking course. Here's the difference between me and him. You see me live and you've seen my videos. Now, the videos are edited. I won't deny, because sometimes I fumble shit because I usually film them when I'm tired. But here I am live and I can keep going. I'm not sitting here fumbling over everything going, No, that's him. He could edit that out. He doesn't. He makes an inferior product. Like, I don't even view him as competition anymore. I just sort of view him as this guy that sits in my shadow. Like I said, he huffs my fucking farts. I hope he's getting high thinking it's Jenkum, because that's about all he's got going with him. The guy is absolutely the fucking worst. He's such a fucking kook. I think it's absolutely funny. Like, my favorite. So there's this company called Soul Stick. They sent me a board called the Pocket Rocket. It was a Swallowtail, like 67, 69. It was fucking big. It is, to this day, the worst fucking snowboard I've ever ridden. The quality of it was shit. They didn't clean their cassette, so it looked like it had gummy worms in there. So it was like these like worm trails on the top sheet. I actually hit like a ice boulder, and the nose was so soft it flexed back and hit the tip of my, like the side of my knee, like that board. I had to throw my weight into that board to try to get it to turn. They made a literal powder board, which was hard to ride even in POW. Until I hit a foot deep of POW, it was horrible to ride. And it wasn't like, I just went up and I took it from the top of Super B at Copper, across through Lower Enchanted, across Easy Road, all the way over to Timberline, 2.1 miles, took it up, went down to Sierra, went up Union Meadows, which is a wide open fucking POW field, and that board sucked. We did an episode of Can Kevin Carve It on there. Kevin literally died in the first 20 feet. He almost shot off right under Pally Chair. There's the snow fence, the wooden snow fence, and the snow was so high. He basically hooked and almost shot over the fence. I thought Kevin was going to die. And now the guy that owns Soulstick and James are like, Angry's full of shit. If he didn't like it, he could have just said he didn't like it, but he just shits on it. No, I shit on it because it's the worst fucking designed snowboard I've ever fucking ridden. James Beastie's like, oh, it's great. Yeah, because your fat ass is sitting on the tail of that thing, wheeling the whole thing. Can't turn for shit. The owner of the company sent me videos. He's like, here I am turning this thing. And I was like, yeah, you might be turning it. It looks like you're fucking bushwhacking that thing. Like that guy, he came from fucking, the owner of Soulstick came from the kayak world. Cool, dude. You redesign kayaks. That's great. You're an entrepreneur. You're a serial designer. You don't know shit about snowboards. Like, fuck off. You could have sent me any board and you literally sent me the worst fucking thing you make. Worst fucking thing you make. The worst. And James Beastie wants to sit around and fucking defend it. People will send me screenshots from like Facebook groups with them defending it. And I'm just like, wow, they're doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on this. The board's a fucking turd. The company's a piece of shit. Like, seriously, clean your fucking cassettes. That's the difference between me and Beastie. He doesn't even know what a cassette is. He doesn't understand how a snowboard's built. His dumbass looks at it like, oh, this looks okay. Oh, stick my finger in my ass. Like, that's what it is. That's the difference. And I've been trying to educate people on this kook for years that, like, just because he says he's an expert does not make him an expert. He never lived it. He never learned it. All he did was see that there was a gap that he could come in, and he did it. That motherfucker wouldn't even exist if I hadn't kicked down the door to every brand to prove that online snowboard reviews were a viable thing. It was the future. That's how long I've done it. I've done Angry for 15 years. Before that, I was doing them for snowboard.com and a bunch of other websites. I've been doing this a long fucking time. People always want to question me. They're like, oh, like little Jimmy Fuckhouse fans too. They're like, you're wrong. Yeah, I'm 13 years old. And I was like, dude, I was probably banging your mom when she was still in high school with me. Like, fuck off. Actually, probably at this point, it was probably your grandma because, you know, you're stupid. Your mom's stupid. Your grandma was probably stupid. But, you know, get the point. Like, it's just blows my mind whenever he opens his mouth and tries to talk about tech that he has no clue. My favorite is there's one board on there. I don't know if it's the Capita Simulator. It's an ASIM board. I know that much. He set it up backwards, wrote it, was filming it, realized he set it up backwards, and continued on with the review. It's an asymmetrical board, dude. That you put the side cut on the wrong side. What the fuck? You put the side cut on the wrong side. What the fuck? You were filming it. It wasn't live. You could have ended this. You could have refilmed it, switched the bindings around, lied, whatever. No one would know, but he literally, that's how lazy he is. And he just popped that shit out. Like, what the fuck? That's absolutely insane. Insane to me that he did that. You know? And I see he's like reviewing camping supplies now and granola bars. So, yeah. I could keep going for years, but I'm not. This is my life. This is my life. Okay. All right. We got our boy Carlos Enriquez here with the super chat. What's up, fam? I'm already having withdrawals. I wish I could hibernate all summer and wake up when the lifts are spinning again. Dude, drive over from Aspen. Let's go ride A Basin together. It's on your icon pass. Let's go make some laps. Come on. Your icon pass. Let's go make some laps. Come on. Oof, you lose. Ouch. Okay. Let's see what we got here. All right. Timothy Chen, love the video you did on the Amazon goggles. Would you say Giro makes a decent, legit goggles? Yeah, they have Zeiss lenses in their goggles. They're solid. I wouldn't even worry about them. Ugh. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, Kier Copeland. Yo, dude, heard they beefed up the Huck Knife Pro. Have you had a chance to ride it yet? Yes. So what they did is the Huck Knife, basically, the Huck Knife Pro Beta Ray from the Assassin. Was it the Assassin Pro? But I think it's the Assassin in there. And so it gets more snap out of it. It really is different now than the regular Huck Knife. You notice it. Before it was like a minimal increase. This time you notice that rebound and reactivity after you load it up and pop. It's got more spring and snap to it. It takes more effort to pop. There is a review of that coming out. Okay. All right. Alpine Ibix. One last question, please. A while back, you mentioned your favorite print publication. One was Torment. What was the other one? Curator Publishing. You can get volume 1 and 2 on their website, or you can get the I Love Snowboarding children's book for like 8-year-olds. They just sent that to me. I need to read it. See if it's good. They're still young. But yeah, Curator Publishing is a good one as well. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Jesus Freak with the super chat. Any truth to magnet traction boards being unstable at high speeds? It's not magnet traction. It's the camber profiles. So what it is when they say magnet traction boards, what they mean is LibTech and GNU. And what they're talking about is probably BTX, so the banana traction, so the full reverse, or it's like just the regular C2s. Those tend at high speeds, just because of the camber profile, depending on the board, they can get unstable. That's why there's a C3 profile now, and that adds more stability to it. Magnet traction itself, making it unstable at high speeds, no, it's not. It's going to grip different, that's for sure. And it depends on what generation of magnet traction and how defined it is. Like the more defined it is, the more it's going to grip. The less defined it is, the easier it's going to be to disengage, but it is added grip. Really what people are talking about when they say magnet traction boards are unstable at high speeds is Mervin boards with a non-traditional camber profile. That's realistically what it is. Ooh, two-side powder boners. Okay, Eric Chen, which board is getting a big overhaul for 2023 and worth waiting for? How about Rome cleavers for 2023? Thank you. There's no difference in the Rome cleavers for 2023. Pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure there's no difference in those. Big overhaul for 2023. Rome Stalefish got a big overhaul. Captain Navigator got a big overhaul. At least I think it did. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it did. Let's see. Those were kind of the big standouts. LibTech TRS got a huge overhaul. So like K2 got rid of the Manifest team and it kind of split into the Passport and the Antidote. I would consider those big overhaul. Huck Knife Pro got an overhaul as well. So there's overhauls. There's nothing where you're like, I was like, whoa. I was more like, oh, this makes total sense with how things were. Support the Shred Foundation, people. Four by Thor therapy with the PSA. 6 weeks till our season starts in the Southern Hemisphere. Woo! pray to the altar of snowboarding that you guys will have a good season. Okay, Carson Monroe, you get to ride the new Slush Slasher before the end of the season. Looks like small tweaks to the side cut. It also got camber. I'll be riding that. I've got like 3-4 more weeks of snowboarding left. I'm going to get to that probably next week. Okay, Damien S. Advice for grabby sticky spring snow, yellow wax, different base grind, different type of board. Base clean. Strip everything off your board. You probably don't even realize it. You've got grease and schmeg stuck in there. Wipe that thing clean. Strip it down to nothing. If you don't have a structure, go get a deep structure. Like, that's going to really help as well. Different type of board, different camber profile can help too. The other thing is, this is always a fun one. Get a little thing of dish soap. Squirt it on your base at the top. You're going to have bubbles following you all the way down the hill, but it's like putting race paste on your board for one lap, and it's hilarious. It does work. So... Okay, Mayo Benz, what's a good binding for the Capita Outer Space to live in, mainly sticking to all mountain riding? So if you're doing Union, I would do the Union Stratus on there. Otherwise, I think like the Ride C6 is really good. The Rome Vice, the Now IPO or Brigade, it's kind of your dealer's choice on there. Burton Malavita and the Nitro Team. So that'll give you a few options right there. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So anyways, been here an hour and a half. I think I'm going to call it a day. I think you guys have gotten your questions answered. Not sure if I'm going to do one next week. We're kind of hitting like May's kind of that weird dead month. I may take May, June off from live streaming for a while. I know I didn't do an explained video this week. I kind of got powder panic and decided to go smash pow instead. But I have edited 5 new explained videos for current year boards tech, and then I'm going to start editing the next year's stuff. So you guys will have that. I'm working on some top 5s for you guys as well. Got that going on. If you're a member of Angry Snowboarder VIP, starting the first review a day all summer long, written format for you guys over there. For anyone that did win today, so that's Anthony Hocking, Dan K, Just Robin, and John. If you won something, make sure you email me your mailing address, info@Angry Snowboarder. I'm going to get that out to you guys as well. I think that's kind of everything we got going on. I know that I'm going to finish up doing the deconstruction of cheap outerwear pants. I'm going to do that whole video. I got a couple repair videos coming out for you guys. Basically, we got stuff. Like, I'm not taking the whole summer off and disappearing for 6 weeks to the East Coast like I did last year. So I've got videos coming out for you. Anyways, guys, if you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really do like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and well, you know, I'm going to continue to be your host because I'm the only one doing this live stream. And I'll see you guys in another video.